Number 1. Donald Trump president. One of the most famous was Donald Trump's presidency in 2016, something that originally appeared as a ridiculous joke in an episode of the 11th season that aired in 2000. Bart knows what his adulthood will be like, and viewers see his sister Liza become president. However, she inherited a massive budget problem for the United States thanks to her predecessor in the White House, Donald Trump, leaving the country of 2030 fiscally paralyzed and dependent on the bailouts of other world powers. Showrunners saved viewers an image of Trump in the White House, but writer Dan Greaney has explained that the joke was a warning. Specifically, Greaney mentioned that the joke was made because it was consistent with the version that America was going crazy. Number 2. The election fraud of 2008. A political prediction occurred recently in Treehouse of Horror 19 of the season 20. In the initial segment, Homer tries to vote for Barack Obama, but the voting machine has some errors and records Homer's vote as a vote for John McCain. More than once this became true in 2012, when Obama ran for re-election. A recording showed a machine in Pennsylvania doing exactly the same thing as in the Simpsons episode, except that the vote was being changed by Obama's opponent at the time, Mitt Romney. Number 3. The tiger attack of Siegfried and Roy in Las Vegas. Here's another prediction made in the entertainment world. The Simpsons predicted the tragic tiger attack of the illusionist magicians, Siegfried and Roy, 10 years before it happened. In 1993, the thriving Springfielders Season 5 gambling problem episode featured Mr. Burns opening a casino and hiring a couple of magicians to perform there, looking a little like the real iconic duo. The white tiger of Gunther and Ernst, Anastasia, is forced to drive a unicycle to amuse people, but halfway through her routine, she remembers how she was captured and begins her brutal vendetta against the two magicians by attacking them behind the scenes. In 2003, Roy was attacked by a flare tiger during his show in Las Vegas and luckily survived. Number 4. The Higgs boson. One of the most complex predictions made by Homer and company had to do with physics. In 1998, the episode of season 10 The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace showed an equation that looked like the mass of what we now call the Higgs boson, or the God particle. In the episode, Homer decides to become an inventor and accidentally finds something that science has been looking for decades. The particle was a scientific discovery when it was exposed in 2012, but The Simpsons put it on a blackboard 14 years before scientists found it. Dr. Simon Saint, author of the book The Simpsons and Its Mathematical Secrets, noted that the equation on the number board results in a number a little bit larger than the nanomass of the real Higgs boson. Number 5. Bengt Holmstrom wins the Nobel Prize. The Simpsons are surprisingly astute in the academic arena, not only predicting the discovery of the Higgs boson, but also anticipating a future Nobel Prize winner in the 2010 episode of the elementary school musical. Krusty is deluded into thinking he has won the Peace Nobel and travels to Europe, but is arrested by the International Court of Justice and prosecuted for deplorable and vile behavior. Meanwhile, Lisa Milhouse and Martin, and a computer database, predict Emmy Award winners. Milhouse chooses Bengt Holmstrom to win the Economics Nobel. In 2016, Holmstrom and his Harvard colleague, Oliver Hart, were awarded by the Nobel for their developed theories. Number 6. Whacking Day. The Simpsons predicted another rare but extremely specific event, Snake Crushing Day, which took place in Florida in 2013. Season 4's episode, Whacking Day, showed residents hunting local snakes by cornering them in various public places, and well, you know what happens next. Writer Georg Meyer wanted the episode to teach a lesson about the mistreatment and abuse of snakes. Apparently, the people of Florida did not get the lesson, and state wildlife officials created the Python Challenge. Although there was no malice present in this event, as it was to control the snake population, several hunters were seen controlling the snakes under mere hunting. Number 7. An all-you-can-eat buffet fight. It's time for another fun fact. The Simpsons predicted that a man would complain about an all-you-can-eat buffet. The 1992 episode New Kid on the Block is mostly about Bart falling in love with a new neighbor, but plot B involves Homer taking the words, all you can eat from a buffet, literally. Everyone's favorite donut addict took the concept as he understood it and ate an obscene amount of food at Captain McAllister's seafood buffet, but Homer was thrown out before he could fill up, which led to a lawsuit against a restaurant. This strange and greedy circumstance became a reality in 2012 when a Wisconsin man named Bill Wist called the police and staged a protest when a similar restaurant refused to serve him anymore, and then 2 men in Brighton, England were also expelled from an all-you-can-eat restaurant that same year for the same reason. Number 8. Disney buys Fox. In the 5th episode of Season 10, When You Dish Upon a Star, first broadcast in 1998, and where Homer meets Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, who are undercover in Springfield, at the end of the episode when the actor Ron Howard wants to sell an idea for a movie to a producer, the producer goes to Fox Studios, where a small sign indicates that they are now a division of Walt Disney. A surprising prediction as it was made almost 2 decades in advance. Number 9. Blinky, the fish with 3 eyes, became real. In 2011, a fish with 3 eyes was found in a lake quite close to a nuclear plant located in Cordoba, Argentina. As it happens in the 4th chapter of the 2nd season, 2 cars in every garage and 3 eyes on every fish, which was broadcast in 1990. Number 10. Advertising panels that splash blood. In the episode of the 5th season, Itchy and Scratchy, the movie, which aired in 1992, there is an advertising poster that drips something that pretends to be blood and splashes some cars. This same idea occurred to some publicists in New Zealand to promote the 2003 Kill Bill film, except that the splashed cars were part of the advertising. The following predictions are either not as accurate or very likely to occur in the next few years. Number 11. The coronavirus. The current events do not remind you of the episode of Marge and Chains? Belonging to the 4th season and which was broadcast in 1993. Well, leaving aside the general plot, the episode begins with Springfield being the victim of an epidemic originated by some juice extractors that came from Japan. But also in the episode The Silly Monty, Season 22, the media creates a fictitious pandemic whose focus of contagion is the cats, so that people return to the traditional media and lock themselves in their homes, causing a generalized psychosis. However, the coronavirus is very real, and it is believed that its origin is in the bats, so The Simpsons almost hit it. I guess it is true what they say, watch Fox and they will be condemned. Number 12. Hotels under the sea. In 2005 we were able to glimpse the future of The Simpsons with the Future Drama episode. Many people love to refer to the floating cars in the story, but let's focus on the relationship between Homer and Marge. In the episode, the couple split up because Homer invested all his savings in an underwater house. While the idea seemed absurd at the time, Homer's investment may have been worth it. Underwater houses are slowly becoming the new vacation destination, and by the end of 2020, we will see them everywhere from tropical destinations to popular tourist spots like Dubai. Several companies in Japan have been working on a concept known as Ocean Spiral. The design is designed to accommodate hundreds of people and provide sustainable living using the energy and wildlife of the ocean, so the next time you're in an underwater hotel or paying for a down payment at an Atlantic Ocean oasis, you have Homero Simpson to thank. Number 13. Colonization of Mars. We all remember and love the classic Simpsons episode, Deep Space Homer, but this wasn't the only time The Simpsons went to outer space. In the episode of Season 27, The Ian and Marge Chronicles, Lisa joins an expedition to Mars when a company plans to colonize the planet. When Marge is upset by Lisa's decision, she decides to continue the journey and only manages to delay the trip until 2051, when we see Marge and Lisa living on the planet. Then, when we will start to see Lisa and Marge's memes on Mars with the confirmation of the Great Simpsons prediction. Well, very soon. In fact, Elon Musk's SpaceX project has some important plans for the future. It starts with a cargo trip to Mars in 2022, then a trip around the moon in 2023. This will be followed with a human mission to Mars in 2024, the first of its kind, and if the plans go well, it is only a matter of time before the astronauts start spending a lot of time on the planet.